Coming from Gizmodo, China just dropped another bomb on America's frontier AI companies. Moonshot's Kimi K3 beat Claude, Fable 5, and GPT 5.6 in some benchmarks, and it's an open source model. That's right, China comes out of the corner and just bitch smacks America yet again. I gotta say, I'm starting to feel a little bit of pity for the Chinaman. Their arm has to be getting tired at this point in time. The Chinamen out there are probably sitting there going, this was fun. This was fun. Like about a year ago, it felt really good just to bitch smack the crap out of the Yankees. But by golly, doing it day after day, week after week, month after month. What you used to be passionate about, what used to make you excited, what make you want to get out of bed in the morning. At some point, it just becomes a job. Turn what you love into a job, and every day can be abject misery. That is what the Chinese folks are starting to learn. So, yeah, I don't. Well, this is going about how I said it was going to go. Remember how I was talking about this with the whole, US versus China and this whole AI war? And remember when I was saying, I don't think this is going to go the way the American politicians think it's gonna go? Yeah. It's going about the way that I expect, right? There's this idea, right, under the Biden administration or the Trump administration, there's this concept that we as Americans have the right to tell an entire civilization to technologically stop. You have gone far enough, we say. If you go any farther, it will make us nervous. And you don't want us to be nervous, we say. And the Chinese people, they just keep waking up in the morning and doing the work that they need to do. But the big thing with all of this, right, is there's this concept, there's this idea that whoever wins the AI war wins the battle for civilization. This does not make sense on the face of it. There is no part of this that makes sense. But anyways, that is how we are, the mindset that we are coming from. And so I do think it is interesting now just to see how badly this is going for us, and how I do think our AI industry is going to end up imploding on itself. Which is going to make all of this so much worse, right? So one of the big things you have to understand about OpenAI, right? Sam Altman has come out and specifically stated that he sees OpenAI as a utility, like electricity, water, sewage, whatever else. The concept is that you will go to them for your intelligence services, right? Everybody will integrate their systems with OpenAI for all the intelligence. And it's important to understand, we talk about all the intelligence, we're not just simply talking about vibe coding, however you feel about vibe coding. We're also talking about things like HR decisions. We're talking about marketing decisions. We're talking about all kinds of any kind of decision-making capacity, being able to hand that over to a technological system, and that OpenAI will control that. And as I've argued for a long time now, that's just a bad idea. Distrust, verify, stay suspicious, as I always say, and also do a Google search on why Sam Altman's sister is suing him. Just put that one on the table, right? I have no idea why anybody would trust Sam Altman for anything. I have no idea why anybody would trust OpenAI, whose CEO is Sam Altman, for anything. And so one of the big things that's coming up now is the whole question for technology professionals that actually know what they're doing, right? CIOs that are actual CIOs, CTOs that are actual CTOs and know what they're doing and understand things like risk mitigation strategies and that type of deal. One of the things that we are seeing in the American technology companies is they are looking at the abject disaster of OpenAI. They're looking at the questionable practices of Anthropic. They're seeing what the Trump administration can do in 90 minutes. They can see everything that is going on within our tech sector. And what they're doing is they're looking at the Chinese models and they're like, if we just download the Chinese models and install them on our systems, we don't have to worry about what Sam Altman is going to do next. We don't have to worry about whether Dario actually has a business plan that makes sense. We don't have to worry about if Trump is going to get a bad can of Diet Coca-Cola and force some other stupid thing to be done in 90 minutes, right? We can just run our systems, right? We can have systems that we can build and we can control. We understand what the cost is going to look like. We understand what the resource utilization is going to look like. We understand what the scaling process looks like. We understand what the migration process looks like. We understand what the disaster recovery situation looks like. We actually understand what the hell we're deploying when we deploy open source Chinese models. When, on the other hand, if we integrate with American artificial intelligence stack, who knows? Who knows what's going on, right? So anyways, day by day, China is doing better. And the interesting thing to think about, and this is one of the things the Trump administration is getting very nervous about, is that American companies are choosing the Chinese stack, right? That's one of the curious things with all this, because I've been talking about this for a while, and I've been talking about the whole idea of the Argentinian CIO or CEO, or the South African CTO or CIO, or the Portuguese CTO, CIO, right? Can you, if you're a CIO of a company in one of these countries, can you deal with the abject bat crap insanity of the Trump administration and everything going on with the American AI stack, right? But one of the interesting things is when I say that, that makes it sound like a non-American thing, right? American companies will go with NVIDIA and OpenAI, but everybody outside the United States, they're the ones that have the decisions to make. One of the things you have to understand, right, as Americans, I'm gonna put this out there, Americans are people too. American CIOs are CIOs just like Argentinian CIOs. They have questions about things like risk mitigation and everything else, right? And so one of the curious things that we are seeing now is the Trump administration is so insane and so bad and so crazy. They are driving American technology companies to the Chinese stack. So anyways, so now what's going out right now is Moonshot came out with their Kimi K3 model. It beat Claude Fable, so Fable 5 is Anthropic's newest models. There's Mythos 5, which is their non-guardrailed model, guardrailed model. Fable is their guardrailed model. So apparently it beat Fable 5, Anthropic's latest model, in a few benchmarks, also beat GPT 5.6. But I think the interesting thing with this is not, again, when we get into this whole benchmarking, I always hate benchmarking. It's stupid. Like, God bless Gamers Nexus. God bless, right? People like to look at spreadsheets, but it's not really how the world of technology works. Like they're figuring out like, oh, this one is 2% better than this one, and you get like 1 watt more power. Like most of the time, that doesn't really matter. The whole question is more, again, that horseshoes and hand grenades and risk tolerance and scalability and disaster recovery. Like there's so much more that goes into deploying technology than, again, a couple of fucking charts, right? And so the interesting thing with Kimi K3 is that simply by beating these leading models in the American stack, even by a little bit, and even in a couple of things, what this is really saying is that they are running either neck and neck with our models or very close. And as I've argued for a long time at this point, for most people don't need the frontier models. Realistically, most companies do not need frontier models. Frontier models got good enough like a year ago. It's kind of like with smartphones. You know how smartphones got like good enough like 5 or 6 years ago? Like I upgraded the latest iPhone, not for its screen, not for its AI function, its battery. Like my old battery was going down, and again, I make money talking into a camera, so I was like, I'll buy a new iPhone because of a battery. right? And that's kind of like what we're dealing with, like the frontier model, right? The frontier models got good enough like a year or so ago for almost all tasks. Depends, right? But anyways, most of the stuff now, it's like, yeah, you'll use the frontier model. Like, oh, look, there's another frontier model. Sure, whatever. Right? Maybe it does one thing better than a previous model does, but it's not like people are really excited about it. And so the curious thing, right, is if you have the Chinese models, open source models that are running neck and neck with the American frontier models, it really does beg the question, who cares about OpenAI? Hey, Sam Altman, you know how you said anything less than a $1 trillion valuation was a non-starter? Yeah. Looks like somebody might be coming to tow your crappy ass AI startup company to the impound lot pretty soon. Because I just don't understand how these are going to be worth. It's going to be worth $1 trillion. Anyways, go take a look at this. Alibaba, backed Chinese AI startup Moonshot, just unveiled its latest model, Kimi K3, and it's already sending shockwaves through the industry with some benchmarks showing the model outperforming Anthropic and OpenAI's best offerings. The model packs 2.8 trillion parameters, which Moonshot says would make it the largest open weight model released to date once its weights become available by July 27th. In a blog post, the company acknowledged that K3's overall performance still trails Claude Fable 5 and GPT 5.6 Sol. Its internal valuations nevertheless place it close to both models on several tasks, while independent testing by artificial analysis ranks it immediately behind the leading proprietary systems on its intelligence index and real-world work evaluations. On Arena AI's front-end development leaderboard, K3 even ranks above the two most powerful models, marking a 17-place jump from the company's previous model, Kimi K2.6. Arena's CEO said Kimi K3, quote, may be the single biggest release of the year, and the moment that OSS Chinese models have surpassed US models in a post on X. I do also kind of think this is going to be an interesting thing to look at with how China couches their performance of their AI models. Right, it's kind of one of those weird things like when you get into politics and understanding what a win looks like for the other side. So one of the big things right now is that, the American politicians are scared to death of China. Right? Right? China man under my bed. Right? That's the fear. So I do wonder with Xi, and I do wonder with China right now, how much they want to push the idea of their AI performance, right? So if they push the idea that their AI technology is surpassing America's technology, that could increase the fear in the United States. We're already a bit bat crap crazy at this point in time, and that might kind of tip the dominoes for the United States to do something like really stupid. So it is something to think about here. Like there might be like a reverse jingoism, like a reverse propaganda going on of saying, hey, we are really close to the level of the American models, but we're not that good. Right? And simply say it. By saying that they're really close, right? That's good jingoism, that's good propaganda. That's hey, look, our products are good enough to be competitive with the American stack, but maybe not push it so far that it makes the American administration do something even stupider than it's already done. And I think that's going to be an interesting thing to look forward to. Like what happens when China downplays their capability, right? Because that's one of the big arguments. Like, oh, Eli, right? Eli, you're just a Sinophile here, coming and talking about how amazing China is. No, I'm just explaining 2+2. This is the longest lecture in the world on 2+2. I am looking to get a Guinness Book of World Records record for the longest class on explaining 2+2 that has ever been presented to a public audience. I'm just saying this is all just 2+2, right? They're just going along. This is how technology development actually works in the real world, not what happens in Trump or Biden's head. But I think one of the interesting things, right? There's this idea is that China is overplaying their hand. That they're exaggerating how good their products actually are. Right? That's the concept. What I kind of think is interesting though is like what happens if they start downplaying it, like purposely downplaying it, and when will we real? It's not simply when will America realize when we get surpassed, but when will we realize when we get lapped? Like what happens when we look at China, man, and they're like, wow, they're like way behind us. We're doing good. Because we didn't notice when they passed us the first time, and they're just coming up behind to lap our ass again. I think that's one of the questions I have about all this. So, anyways, yeah, Kimi K3 is now out. It's supposed to be doing pretty good. As I say with all these AI models, this is a fucking technology. Like it's like funny with all these models and things now. It's almost like databases at this point. It's like, Postgres or MySQL or MariaDB or MS SQL or Oracle or SQLite. It's like, what's the best one? It's like, well, I don't what database like what do you need to accomplish? The best database management system is the one that solves your problems for the least number of resources and what you have institutional knowledge to be able to support. I do really feel like we are getting to that point with all these artificial intelligence models and the rest of it. This whole argument about, oh, what's the biggest frontier model? Who cares anymore? Like it's like arguing between MySQL and Postgres. Use what the fuck you want to use. Who cares? But anyways, so yeah, we have this coming out. Open source model. Do you think OpenAI's $1 trillion valuation makes a damn bit of sense in July of 2026? What do you think about this? Anthropic is moving ahead with their IPO. They might be trying to IPO in October, it appears like. And they're going to try to go for $1 trillion valuation. SpaceX IPO'd at $1.77 billion, now sunk down to only $1.6 billion. I just looked at the shares of SpaceX. They're now down to $122 a share. Their high was $225 a share. Their IPO price was $135 a share. The price that went out on the open market was $150 a share, and they are just down. They are just down, right? So you have SpaceX fucking failing. You have Anthropic, maybe they're going to come out in October. You've got OpenAI, God knows what's going on with their IPO. And then you have China. Then you have China, just like, you think AI is valuable? Oh, your entire economy is based on this whole AI thing? There you go. Like what? No, don't do that. Anywho, what do you think about this? What do you think about Kimi K3 and the rest of this disaster? Put your thoughts down in the comment section down below. If you like these episodes, do remember they're on Spotify and on Apple Podcasts. The link is down below. If you want to follow me on LinkedIn, there's a link down there too. With that, see y'all later.